Hey guys, this is day 25. I'm going to try and sum up the past 2 days for you real quick. So, yesterday, the past 24 hours have been rough. The last video I made, I was at McDonald's just outside of Miami. I continued riding on south all night. I didn't get any sleep the entire night, so the entire time it was dark, I didn't get any sleep. I ended up stopping at Krispy Kreme and talking to the staff, and one of their regular customers came to the drive-thru as well, and all of us were talking for probably about half an hour. It was pretty cool. And I reached mile marker 126 was the first one I saw in the middle of the night. Basically, they have markers every mile that say this is mile whatever, this is mile whatever, from the bottom of actually it's the distance of Highway 1, which is the highway I've been taking. It's just over there. They also call it Federal Highway or US 1. So each mile marker just tells you how much closer you are to the end of it. I'm roughly mile marker, I want to say 30, I'm close to 30 miles from Key West, so something like that. And yeah, so around that time I started having really bad knee pain around 126 when I first saw that first mile marker in the middle of the night, and I was getting very frustrated. Another mental challenge for me to push through. I knew in my head, because I've made it so far and I only had 120 miles to go, there's no way, no matter what, I wasn't going to make it to Key West. There's no way. So even if I had to pedal with my left leg the entire time, I would have. I wouldn't have cared how long it took me, even if I had to take a couple extra days or something. But yeah, I ended up fighting through the knee pain. I had to stop a couple times to reapply Bengay. I also took ibuprofen, so that sorry, a mosquito. I'm assuming that helped. Speaking of mosquitoes, while I was stopping to apply the cream and whatnot, man, I'm never riding in the night again near large bodies of water. Basically, when you're on islands like the Keys, there's just mosquitoes everywhere, and they eat you alive. So frustrating. You have no idea when you're that itchy in the middle of the night, and it was rough 24 hours, man. So anyway, I kept on riding. I made it to Key Largo, the first key, around 7:30, I want to say, and I got a sub from Subway. And I kept riding a little bit, probably for about 10 minutes after I got my sub, and I felt so tired. My eyes were starting to drop, like close. I was feeling so drowsy, so I obviously knew it wasn't safe for me to be riding, especially on the highway. So I literally pulled over to some bushes, like off the highway into some like property, and basically I laid out like a plastic bag and used my what's it called? My sleeping bag that's rolled up in the bag. I used that as a pillow, and I just crawled up in some bushes like a homeless person and just tented, or not even tented out. I didn't feel like setting up my tent, so I napped for only 2 hours, and actually that was enough. So that's all I napped yesterday. That was around 8 o'clock, like I said. I got up around 10 or 10:30 and kept on riding. I ended up getting 2 flats yesterday. I'm so pissed off about that. I should have been in Key West last night, but someone didn't want me to make it. So yeah, I had a flat in my front. No, yeah, in my front tire first, because that was my fault, because I took my eyes off the road for quite a few seconds, and I ended up hitting kind of like a pothole. It's hard to explain, but basically I got a flat in the front. So I changed that tube. That was my last tube, and I figured, okay, I'll drive safe, or I'll ride safe. I've only got 80. That was at the 80 mile marker. I've only got 80 more miles to go. It took me 1,200 miles before I even got one flat tire this whole trip. So, and that was from a pothole. So I figured it was just bad luck. I'll obviously be able to make 80 miles without another flat. So at mile 40, all of a sudden I stopped to clean up a little bit. I was getting a little filthy. Started spraying on the bug spray and whatnot, because it was getting close to sunset. So I was just getting prepared for those damn mosquitoes. And all of a sudden, I start riding, and my back wheel is flat. So I took it off. I checked it out. It had those two like snake bite looks, like when it gets pinched. And I have no idea if it was, maybe if it was from, I think it was over time it just leaked out, because it was a small leak. It wasn't running out very fast. Like I could pump it up, but it would be flat within 10-20 minutes. So that was very frustrating. I'd say 10 minutes. But anyway, I tried patching the tubes, and the patch kit I had is freaking shit. It didn't I followed the instructions and everything. I've never patched before, but still, the patch should have worked, and there was still air leaking out. And I tried it on the other. I had two basically. I had the flat in the back. Sorry, I kept my flat from the first flat that I had from my front tire at mile 80. I kept that, so I tried patching that one as well, and it just wasn't working. The patch kit wasn't working for both tubes that I was trying to fix. So from that point on, I knew I was stranded. So I ended up calling. I remember seeing a bunch of highway patrol signs. It's called. You type it, or you dial star FHP, Florida Highway Patrol. So you punch that into your phone, and they transferred me to the sheriff's dispatcher or whatever, and she basically sent to like the sheriff's office, whatever, and she sent over two cops that actually ended up driving me a little bit south to where I am now, which is Big Pine is what it's called, and it's on Big Pine Key. And they said they dropped me off at the motel here, and just around the corner there's a bike shop. That's why they dropped me off here. So what I'm gonna have to do is get my tube fixed. I'm gonna either get a ride back. I'm gonna try and bum a ride with someone with a truck back. It's about 7 miles that they drove me, so I can continue where I left off yesterday. Or if not, I'm just gonna, if I can't get a ride, I'm gonna ride half the distance there, do a U-turn, and come back. So yeah, it's been pretty frustrating. But I'm 40 miles, not even, from Key West, so I'll be there in a few hours once I start actually riding. It's now only 9:30. I'm going to go to the bike shop shortly and get that taken care of. I actually broke 3,000 kilometers yesterday, which is awesome too. I'm very proud of that. 3,000 kilometers, man. I'm trying to think. So I got flats. I'm just checking my text over that I sent everyone last night. Oh yeah, this morning. So I tented out here. I don't know if I don't think I already showed you this. I set up my tent hammock between that tree and pretty much that pole right there. And two deer literally walked by here, and my tent started shaking. I thought it was a person, and they just walked by and grazed. Both of them, like, basically bumped me around a little bit. They grazed my tent hammock, and I peeked out. I thought someone was trying to wake me up, or rummaging through my stuff that I had on the ground over there. And I peeked up, and there's freaking two deer like a foot away from me. It was fucking awesome. I wish I got a picture of it, but I didn't. Yeah, it was really cool. That was an awesome experience. And I don't even know what the hell deer are doing in Key West. Sorry, not in Key West, but in Pino, like any of the Keys. It's a small island in the middle of nowhere at the bottom of the country. What the hell are deer doing here? I just thought it was weird. But like, these are really small islands. But I just wanted to mention that this car's license plate is from Alberta, I noticed. So I'm pretty much at Key West. I'm at the most southern point of the continent, basically, and there is a old beater, rusted up beater that's from Alberta here. So this guy probably moved from Alberta. He has a whole bunch of vehicles and things here, but yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I cannot wait. I feel disgusting. I need a shower. I was going to stay in the motel, but they were asking $100 a night, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just tent out. I don't want to waste another $100. I don't even know. I just learned that my flight from Key West to Miami or Jacksonville might be a lot more than expected. Somebody told me it's only like not even $50 for a flight from there to there, but then some kid, one of the police officers working last night, he's my age, actually 22, which I thought was odd. They hire cops at the age of 19 in Florida, apparently. So no experience, and they just hire you on, which is interesting. But anyway, he told me that he thinks it's going to be a couple $100 at least just to get to Miami or Jacksonville from Key West. He says Key West is an expensive airport, which I'm aware of, but I figure that short of a distance, plus somebody told me that short of a distance it'll only be like $50, so I hope they're right. I hope I can manage. I will be a little disappointed if I have to spend more money. So if I do have to spend more money, at least I didn't get that hotel and spend even more money, another $100. So if I need to pay an extra $100 towards the flight, at least I could say it went from the motel money. But I really can't wait to get to Key West. I'm probably going to stay in a youth hostel there and shower up. Finally, I'm disgusting. And yeah, I'm going to stop making these videos I can't, it's just a habit. I can't make them not last forever. So I'm sorry guys, thanks for tuning in. I can't believe I'm there. This is awesome. I love you guys. Peace.